Hello students, in the previous class we studied about magnets in the chapter Magnetic Effects of Electric Current. Taking that study further, let's do a quick revision. What did we study about magnets? First of all, that magnet is a naturally occurring material like a stone. It's called lodestone. It was discovered in Greece in Magnesia, and that's why it was called magnetite, because of its attractive property. Then Chinese discovered the directive properties of the magnets, and then the properties of the magnets are attractive. That is, magnets attract magnetic materials. What are magnetic materials? Iron, cobalt, nickel, steel, these are magnetic materials. So these materials get attracted towards a magnet. Directive properties are that whenever a magnet is suspended freely, it is allowed to move freely, then it always settles in the geographic north-south direction. We studied this, that if this is the earth and this is the north, geographic north, this is the geographic south of the earth, this is west, this is west, this is east, then if you suspend a magnet somewhere, leave a magnet like this, if you leave a magnet, then automatically it will settle in the north-south direction. Okay, its north pole of that magnet will point towards the geographic north and its south pole will point towards the geographic south. How does this happen? This happens because the earth itself is a big magnet. It acts like a big magnet. So if we kind of draw an imaginary big magnet of the earth inside the earth, then actually this is the earth's magnet. And how does the magnetic needle or a magnetic compass points towards the magnetic north is because the north pole of the earth's magnet faces towards the geographic south, and the south pole of the earth's magnet points towards the geographic north. That is why when you place a needle anywhere on the surface of the earth, then the south pole of the earth's magnet attracts the north pole, because opposite poles attract, and the north pole attracts the south pole, and this is how the magnetic needle or the magnetic compass aligns itself in the geographic north-south direction. Okay, so this is the directive property of the magnet. Then we have inductive property of magnet. Inductive property of magnet is that if you rub a magnetic material with a magnet, then for time being, temporarily, it acquires magnetic properties. So that's passing on of magnetism by induction. Like poles repel and unlike poles attract. It is the same as the case of charges. Unlike charges attract, like charges repel. So north-north will repel, south-south will repel, north-south, that is opposite poles will attract. Two poles of a magnet can never be separated. This we studied in the last class, that if you cut a magnet from between, like if you make two parts out of this one magnet, then these again opposite sides will acquire opposite poles. Again, if you cut it in between, again the four parts will acquire north-south poles. So the two poles of a magnet can never be separated. This is what we studied in the last class about magnets. And then I told you that the magnetic field is the region around a magnet where its influence can be felt. Like if I keep a magnet over here, let us say this is the north pole, this is the south pole of the magnet, and if I bring a magnetic compass over here, let us say this is the north pole of the magnetic compass. Okay, the darker side or the red side painted is generally the north of the magnetic needle. So what will happen, that this needle will get aligned, because this is the north side of the magnetic needle, this is the north pole, like poles repel, that is why it will get aligned in this direction, so that the south will be attracted and the north will be repelled. Okay, so this magnetic needle will get aligned in this manner. Now how does this happen? This is also a magnet, this is also a magnet. A magnet can influence another magnet. Only a magnet can influence another magnet. So here there must be an area around this magnet where this influence, this force on this needle is getting influenced. So this area around the magnet is known as the magnetic field. Arbitrarily, if I draw this kind of a space, okay, it can be more than that depending upon the strength of the magnet. So it can be more than that, it can be less than that. Just to give you an idea, for example, this is the area where the force of this magnet is being felt, experienced. So if you keep a magnetic needle, let us say over here, then it will experience very little force and slightly it will detect, very slightly, because still here the magnetic field, the strength of the magnetic field has reduced largely. So this magnetic needle now, the compass will not get detected that much, but when you keep it inside this area, inside the field, then it will have a strong influence, a strong effect, and that's because why it will get aligned in the direction in which it should dipoles attract. So this area around the magnet is known as its magnetic field. So how do we define magnetic field? A magnetic field is the area around a magnet in which its influence, what kind of influence? Its force is experienced. Okay. Now, magnetic field strength is denoted by SI unit, Tesla or Weber per ampere meter square. Now, we'll study various magnetic fields of different magnets and we'll see what are the properties of magnetic field and magnetic field lines. So we'll study now about the magnetic field and the magnetic field lines of a magnet. The simplest magnet we can take is a bar magnet. If we take a bar magnet, let us do a small activity to find what is the magnetic field of a simple bar magnet. How does it look like? So the activity is take a page, a white paper, okay, and fix it on a tabletop so that it doesn't move. Keep a magnet, a bar magnet on top of it, and sprinkle some iron filings. What are iron filings? Those iron shavings which you can get from the mechanic shop or somewhere where welding and all are done. So sprinkle some iron filings around this magnet. Okay. Then what you do, you tap this paper slightly, tap it slightly, and then you will see that the iron filings arrange themselves in a particular pattern, in a particular manner. So we will see that the iron filings arrange themselves like this. And these are the kind of, this will show you that how the iron filings arrange themselves in this manner. Because the iron filings are magnetic materials and we know that the magnetic materials are influenced by a magnet. So this magnet has a magnetic field around it, and in that magnetic field these iron filings experience the magnetic force and they align in the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, so this is the kind of magnetic field of a bar magnet. Also, we can find the direction. For example, we don't know that this is the north pole and this is the south pole of the magnet. You just plainly kept a magnet and you got this kind of the magnetic field. But still you don't know that where is the north pole, where is the south pole. For that, what you can do is you can keep a magnetic needle over here. Okay, you can keep it in any direction and leave it freely. Okay. Now, if this magnetic needle, it will get deflected according to whatever pole is over here, and it will get aligned in this manner. See, it will get aligned in this way. That means this side is the north, this side, here this is the south pole. North pole will attract the south of the needle. That is why the south pole of the needle gets aligned this way. That means north pole is the north pole is over here and south pole is on the opposite side. Similarly, you can pick up the needle from here, mark this point, and again keep the needle over here. Okay, like this. So here it will again get aligned in this direction. Okay, in this direction, slightly tilted, to tell you that this is the direction of the magnetic field. And again, pick it from here, keep it over here, and it will get aligned in this direction. And you go on marking these points like this, where the north pole of the needle gets aligned, and this is how you get one line of the magnetic field. And also you get the direction wherever the north pole of the needle aligns itself, that side, the opposite side is the north pole, this will be the south pole. Okay. And anywhere on the magnetic field line, if you want to find the direction of the magnetic field, what we do, we draw a tangent at that point. Okay. Here, if you want to find the direction of the magnetic field, draw a tangent at this point. Okay. Why I am drawing the arrow facing this wards? Because this is how the north pole of the magnetic needle was pointing. So the direction of the field line will be this way. You keep drawing the tangents to get the direction of the magnetic field. So this is how we get the magnetic field of a bar magnet. Similarly, you can place any kind of magnet and you can find the pattern of the magnetic field which a particular magnet creates. So now we know how to plot the magnetic field of any magnet. Like you got it, the magnetic field of a bar magnet. Okay. So what are magnetic field lines? The definition of magnetic field lines are that they are imaginary lines. They are imaginary lines drawn around a magnet, which show the strength and direction of a magnetic field at any point. Okay, so magnetic field lines are imaginary lines. Note, girls, that they are imaginary lines. Those are not real lines. We just draw those dotted lines, and wherever we have imaginary lines, we draw them in a dotted manner. So imaginary lines are drawn around a magnet to get an idea what is the strength and direction of the magnetic field at any point around the magnet. So magnetic field are imaginary lines. Now, like we drew the magnetic field lines of a bar magnet, what did we see over there? If this is a bar magnet, we saw that the magnetic field lines were like this, very much crowded here in this place. They were crowded, and then here they were little spaced apart, and they were going on spacing like this. Okay, so these were the kind of magnetic field lines, imaginary, obviously dotted lines are here. What do we see? That near this point the magnetic field lines are too many or they are crowded, and in this space you can see that they are spaced apart. Okay, what does this show? This show that in this space around the ends of the magnet where there are the poles of the magnet, around this space the magnetic field strength is strong. The magnetic field strength is strong, so wherever the field lines are crowded or density of field lines is more, then we get magnetic field strength is more. And wherever the magnetic field lines are spaced apart, like here they are fewer lines, or density of the field lines in a particular area is less. So here the magnetic field strength is less. That means we can say in the center part, around the center part of the magnet, the field lines are less, and near the poles the field lines are more, showing that around the poles of the magnet the magnetic field strength is more or strongest. This I showed you in that PPT also that day which we discussed, where those two children were holding the two magnets with their poles together. So the poles have maximum strength. Okay. Then magnetic field lines, they are imaginary lines. That will be the first one. Then density of the magnetic field lines gives the strength of the magnetic field, and the direction of the magnetic field at any point can be obtained. If I want what is the strength of the magnetic field over here, then unit area I'll take, and I'll see how many field lines are crossing through this. Crossing means passing. If there are few field lines passing through this area, that means the magnetic field strength is less. Same unit area, if I draw over here, see here 3 or 4 or more lines are crossing through this area. That means here at this point the magnetic field strength is strong. At this point, if I want to find the direction of the magnetic field, then simply what do? I draw a tangent. So tangent drawn at any point on the magnetic field line gives the direction of the magnetic field. Tangent gives the direction of magnetic field at any point. Okay? Because then one more very important property of the magnetic field lines are that magnetic field lines never intersect. The magnetic field lines never intersect. This question is asked so many times in the board, like give reasons or explain why magnetic field lines do not intersect. Why they never intersect? Let us say what will happen if they would have intersected. So, like if two magnetic field lines, this is one magnetic field line, this is another magnetic field line. If they would intersect, that means at the point of intersection, if you keep a magnetic needle at this point, if you want to find the direction of the magnetic field, then this magnetic needle, here there are two curves, so there will be two tangents at the same point. Two tangents are showing two different directions. Or I can say that if I place a magnetic needle over here, it will have to deflect in two different directions to give the North Pole or the South Pole. So, which is not possible. One magnetic needle cannot show the two North Poles or two South Poles. So, that is why two magnetic field lines never intersect, because that would mean that at a particular point there are two directions of magnetic field, which is not possible. Okay. So, these are the properties of magnetic field lines. Okay. Different kinds of magnetic field lines can be this. Magnetic field lines, if you have parallel and equally spaced. Equally spaced means the space between these field lines is equal, and parallel magnetic field lines at any point, then we say that in this area the magnetic field is uniform. What is it? uniform, that at every point the magnetic field strength is same, that it is uniform. If you get magnetic field lines like this, okay, like this, see here, this is an area of non-uniform magnetic field. Non-uniform magnetic field. Why? Because here in this space you can see the field lines are spaced out, that means strength is less over here, and here the field lines are closer, that means the magnetic field strength is strong here. So the magnetic field strength is varying, that's why this is a non-uniform magnetic field. Okay? We see generally we see uniform magnetic field can be created with big magnets by placing the north pole and the south pole of a magnet on the opposite side. So the magnetic field lines will be uniform in that place. Okay. One more important property of magnetic field lines are that if you have a bar magnet, the magnetic field line starts from the north pole and ends at the south pole external to the magnet. Okay, and inside the magnet they go from south pole to north pole. So the direction of the magnetic field will be this, north to south. North to south. From north to south they extend externally, and inside the magnet the direction will be south to north. So magnetic field lines are curved lines. They are curved lines. They are imaginary lines. They start from the north pole. They end in the south pole externally, and they start from the south and end in the north pole internally to the magnet. In the area where the magnetic field lines are crowded or density of the field lines is more, their magnetic field strength is more. In the area where the field lines are less densely populated, there the magnetic field strength is less. At any point, we want to find the direction of the magnetic field, that can be obtained by drawing a tangent at that point. Okay, tangent at that point gives the direction of the magnetic field. Two magnetic field lines never cross each other and uniform magnetic field and non-uniform magnetic field I've told you, right? So these are the different properties of magnetic field and magnetic field lines. Keep revising and make your notes. Thank you.